Wait.
They said it was just a girls' night, a simple evening with friends, and I wanted to believe them. My wife had talked about the outing for weeks, repeating the same line, no men, no interruptions, just us ladies. She joked, relax, it's only the girls tonight. No guys allowed, and I swallowed the worry because I trusted her. Still, the way she overemphasized it felt defensive, as if she was making sure I wouldn't pry. The warning buzzed faintly in my chest, but I shoved it aside. She spent more time than usual getting ready, applying makeup with care and choosing a dress she hadn't worn in years. When I complimented her and told her she looked incredible, she offered a small smile and said, "Thanks, but it's nothing, just a girls' night." The uneasy knot inside me tightened. After she left, the house felt emptier than normal, heavier, like the silence had weight. I tried to busy myself with television and work, but the image of her words kept replaying. Finally, curiosity edged into suspicion and I opened the location app we'd installed for safety. Her pin was not at the casual restaurant she had mentioned, it hovered over a glossy rooftop lounge downtown. I argued with myself for a long time before choosing to go. Part of me didn't want the truth, another part couldn't stand being lied to. I drove there, parked, and slipped inside, careful to remain unseen. What I saw on the rooftop broke something in me. She wasn't surrounded by women laughing over shared stories. She was at a table with two men and another woman, leaning close to one of the guys, laughing a little too loudly, touching his arm as they whispered. I stood hidden by a column, watching the ease with which she leaned into him, the casual brush of her hand against his skin, and it was spelled out, she hadn't been honest. I felt my chest tighten, but I left without making a scene. On the drive home, my anger cooled into something colder, sharp, patient, and intent. That night she came home late, perfume faint and words slick with rehearsed excuses. She slid into bed beside me and murmured about a fun night with the girls. I kissed her, smiled, and acted like I believed her. She had no idea I'd seen everything. Staying quiet felt unnatural, but it gave me an advantage I intended to use. Over the next days, I moved like a ghost through our life, collecting proof. I checked bank statements, cross-referenced receipts, and even spoke quietly with one of her friends, who accidentally confirmed she'd not been present that night. Piece by piece, the picture formed. These no men and nights were cover for something repeated. Instead of confronting her immediately, I decided to aim at what mattered most, her standing with the people who respected her. We share many friends and family, so I waited for a dinner when both groups would be present. As everyone sat down, I steered the conversation toward trust and honesty in relationships. She smiled, confident and proud, declaring we had nothing to hide. I kept my voice calm, then brought up my phone and displayed her location history from that evening. The room went quiet, the air thick with the sound of forks on plates. Her face drained color, and her fork clattered onto the plate. She attempted a laugh, insisting I was paranoid, but then I showed a photograph I'd taken at the lounge, a simple shot of her at that table. The silence grew heavy, and the eyes of friends and family pinpricked shame through her composure. She had no story left to tell. When the guests filtered out, she collapsed, apologizing, begging for forgiveness, insisting it was a mistake. But to me, the meaning was clear: she had lied, betrayed my trust, and disrespected our marriage. Forgiveness was not a voucher I could hand out casually. In the weeks that followed, I met privately with a lawyer and built a case, quietly assembling the evidence of her deceit and the pattern of secret outings. By the time she realized I wasn't going to let this slide, the divorce papers were on the table. She fought, pleaded, tried to spin explanations, but the evidence won the room and the law. My approach was not loud or vengeful, it was deliberate, measured, and complete. I allowed her to think she had the upper hand, to laugh in secret while I prepared to strip away the security she took for granted. She lost more than our marriage, she lost status among friends, the bedrock of a comfortable life, and the illusion of control she'd wrapped around herself. I don't celebrate cruelty, but I don't regret the choice I made. She chose deception, I chose to expose the truth. In the end, truth was the sharpest remedy. She had left home thinking she was clever, thinking a few well-chosen words and a practiced smile would cover everything. Instead, she stumbled into the consequences of her own lies. That night taught me the power of restraint, how silence and patience can break a lie the way a slow tide strips sand from a shore. If you've listened this far, remember, patience can be a weapon, and truth will always win out. Respect the vows you make, because every small lie is a crack waiting to widen. Stay aware, stay steady, and don't let a moment of thoughtless freedom cost you everything.